aggression on one side and depression on the other side. Societal violence on one side and suicidal tendency on the other side. So we will be focusing on mental health issue, no doubt. And also, you see, artists are 17 times more susceptible to depression than normal people. So here we are giving a platform for budding artists to come and give them a world platform where they can find that spirit to excel in the field that they are in. Yeah. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome and thank you for this magnificent opportunity to get a little bit of your wisdom. As we all know, humanity is going through challenging times. And suffering in all of its forms, you just mentioned depression, anxiety, loneliness, is kind of spreading like wildfire lately. And I always wonder, what is suffering? Is it a system glitch? Is there a system error like on the computer, in the human computer? Is it a gift in drag? Is it grace? What is it? Suffering.
Well, challenges are normal. Challenges beckon a person to expand, to explore more skills from within oneself. But when you're not aware of your potential, it becomes a suffering. Challenges are also a way to express one's valor, one's compassion, one's dynamism, and one's commitment to greater cause. Now, suffering can be taken in these two ways. When your problems are come, challenges are come, you can take it, make it as a stepping stone and move forward. Or you get buried under that when you don't have energy and self-confidence. This is where advertorial comes into play. We insist on building up one's own self-confidence, one's own inner power, to see how we can reduce the suffering, reduce the loneliness, and create a sense of belongingness in the society.
So when I am in suffering, I tend to linger in any emotion for that matter, right? Because I'm trying to manage it, like manage my anger, my sadness, my loneliness. And when I try to manage it, I bite the hook, I get trapped, and I just get there for longer than I expected. Do you have any recommendations on how to come up quickly?
Yeah, that is exactly what we do in the advertorial. We don't just give them sermons. We don't just give them theories and lectures. We give them practical tools and techniques. We give them those techniques which would help them to really snap out of it quickly.
Namaste. Kibon Freeman, Angry Black Man in Therapy, representing We Act Radio. We're here in Washington, D.C. We just finished the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. Martin Luther King said that he came to Washington to cash a check that has been marked insufficient funds. I think he was quoting Gandhi when he later said that the greatest violence is poverty. And he also said that the greatest purveyor of violence today is my own government. What would be the messages that Art Living and the World Cultural Festival will be bringing to this city who has been marked insufficient funds, who has been labeled the greatest purveyor of violence in the world today, who has the capability to eliminate poverty, not only in this country, but throughout the world, but yet our billionaires are playing in outer space and drowning in the oceans. What would be the message you have to the United States government?
You're right. Our program is almost coinciding with it, just 1 month after this, that after the Martin Luther King's march to Washington, D.C., which has been there in the history. And he said, I have a dream. Now, Art of Living World Culture Festival will rekindle that dream, rekindle hope in people. Would say, yes, we all have to work together to see a violence-free and stress-free society. For that, we have to take up all the projects which would uplift our society, whether it's eliminating poverty, it's eliminating stress and violence, eliminating the mental distress that our communities are facing, and food security and environmental issues. All these issues will be part of the World Culture Festival. Moreover, give one message to the world: hey, come on, let's wake up and see the whole world is one family. We all belong to each other. When the sense of belongingness is not there, that's when all these issues gets blown up. But when the sense of belongingness is there, together we can resolve the issues which face our society easily.
Thank you. Denise Rollard Barnes with the Washington Informer newspaper in Washington, D.C. I want to kind of follow up on Kimon's question, but, and there are two, well, maybe four. One, why the United States? Why Washington, D.C.? And why now? And then the final part of that is, when it's on October 2nd, what would you want Washingtonians especially to have experienced that will change lives, that may change lives?
Yeah. Now, I will reply this question with another question. Why not Washington? Why not United States? And something which begins here spreads all over the world. We are in the capital. So, and it is most needed here today when there is so much polarization, when there is so much of violence here. 2.9 mass shootings per day in this country is unprecedented. Nowhere else there is so much violence like this. So, message of peace, message of non-violence is more relevant when there is more violence. Mental depression, yes, it has to come from here. Then the message has to go from here. 27 veterans are taking their life every day. Every 40 seconds, one person is committing suicide. Don't you think we have to address this issue? And how can we address this? Only celebrations and re-establishing confidence in oneself and bringing that sense of belongingness and togetherness is the only solution. See, especially why now means post-COVID. Actually, we would have loved to have this 2 years back, but because of the COVID, we had to push it. So I think this is the time for us to do, and this is the right place to do. Give the message, because the message from Washington D.C. will go around the world, and because the world looks up to USA for leadership in justice, in democracy, in freedom, and all those values.
नमस्कार गुरुदेव, हम आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग के थ्रू ही अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ जीते हैं, तो हम चाहेंगे कि आप हमारे कैपिटल टीवी के व्यूअर्स को बताएं कि आजकल की इतनी chaotic और fast paced लाइफ में how do you find inner peace?
Can you repeat the question, Eva, please?
Sure. In this fast paced and chaotic life, how do you find inner peace?
That's exactly what Art of Living is engaged. That's your camera, is it? Yeah. That's exactly what Art of Living offers to the world. For the past 42 years, we have been working on well-being, mental well-being, and all that, that is related to it. So, अभी पिछले 22 साल से पिछले 22 साल 42 साल से पिछले 42 साल से हम यही कर रहे हैं, लोगों को मानसिक स्वास्थ्य और शारीरिक स्वास्थ्य इन सब के लिए योग, ध्यान, प्राणायाम, इन सब के जरिए मन की शांति और समाज में शांति के लिए काम कर रहे हैं।
Good morning.
Good morning.
Namaste. Thank you for your wisdom and for being here. My name is Gira Basilis from Tuguia Telemundo. And I have a question for you. How can we strengthen our soul? And do you believe in reincarnation?
Yes, today reincarnation is a proven fact. Today reincarnation is a proven fact, and so it is a fact. But what we want to see is right now in this incarnation when we are here, we have to take care of our mind, our body and our spirit. So for that we have to learn how to manage our emotions. Neither in school nor at home, nobody teaches us how to handle the emotions, how to turn the negative feelings into one of positive. This we don't learn, right? That is where Art of Living has 57 different workshops which would help people to be centered and make the spirit stronger.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your. When you look back throughout the previous World Culture Festivals across the world and this one, do you think you have been able to achieve the goals for which it was meant? And what other better ways you can do it to achieve better world peace?
You see, Olympics happen every 4 years, 5 years. If you ask someone, what did you achieve from Olympics? Yes, some players will say, yeah, I competed with everybody and I got the gold medal or silver medal. This country got. This is a program which has no competition. We are not having cultural competition and see who is. This is a festival to bring cooperation. This is a festival to bring people together and empower them. It's not a festival where you just call some celebrity artist and they sing and they enthrall the public and they go. This is a platform for budding artists to come together and see how that can, in fact, excel than what a single artist would do. There is a joy in group performance also. Choir has got its own value, own beauty. And this is what we started. We were the one who were the pioneers of this in India when we started in 2006. Before that, you would have never heard about mass group singing or group playing any instrument or dancing. So that's an achievement. Today, there are many people and even governments and organizations are emulating this. They are into bringing many people on one platform to perform. So in that sense, yes, we have achieved setting an example of Guinness Book of World Records in many areas, whether it is Mohiniyattam dance or 1,000 sitars playing or 300 bagpipers we had in Bulgaria, or 30 pianos playing in one time in one place was never happened before. That's what we hear. So in Berlin we had 30 pianos and piano players. You usually have one person playing the piano. Like this we have set records on that. Other than that, the achievement is setting an example for people to understand we are one human family, one world family. And we have to keep doing this again and again. See, for the first time on a big stage in India, 150 Pakistanis participated, Israelis participated, people from Syria came and participated, and there was Arabs and Israelis, Palestinians, and there were Russians. I mean, people from all over the world were there in one course. This in itself is an achievement, I would say.
Hello, sir. Rafael here with the Salvadoran Chamber of Commerce and the Edgehock Business Podcast. Today is a really special day for me because it's my son's first birthday, and I wanted to give him the gift of asking you this question. And because it is his first birthday, I was thinking of the concept of oneness and how now the unified quantum field theory is telling us that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself in many different ways. So as I talk to you, I talk to myself and the other way around. But before we can become one with others, we have to become one with ourselves. And so my question for you is, how can we start becoming one with ourselves so that we can then become one with everybody else? Thank you.
Yes, you have touched my favorite topic of meditation. You know, it's a meditation that keeps you in touch with yourself, that keeps in touch with who you really are. I've been talking on meditation for the last 42 years. You know, earlier days people thought meditation is not for mainstream public, it must be for someone out there, someone who goes into recluse and things like that. But today, fortunately, almost 1/3 of world's population are practicing meditation and yoga. So, first step is to go inward and connect with yourself and get rid of all the stress and tension and all the garbage that we tend to carry, you know. Be done with it. So once you connect with yourself, then you find everyone which is part of it. You don't need to connect. Connection happens only when they are different, you have to connect. But when you recognize the oneness, there is no need to connect at all. It's already there.
Thank you so much for the opportunity for question. Maybe I'll continue in English. What is the biggest one factor that made you so successful? You know, spreading all over the world. What is the secret?
Not one, it's 3 factors.
3. Okay, let's get 3. I was making it short.
Clarity in mind, purity in heart, and sincerity in action.
Very good. Okay, the other one is that when did you get started? What made you start this project? It's like, my goodness, how did you get started with this project?
It's to be wondered rather than answered. Yeah.
It's a wonder.
Guruji,
Yeah.
Namaskar, Reena Bhagwat from ANI. My question to you is about the democracy in India. Often in the West, we hear stories about the democracy and its cultural fabric. What are your thoughts about the democracy in India?
See, India is the oldest and the largest democracy. It's the oldest democracy and the largest democracy. You know? Even in small villages where there is only 5,000 population, 7,000 population, there are big booths. And people are coming up and voting. There is a lot more awareness to franchise in India than you can see anywhere else. So in that sense, yes, it's a robust democracy, I would say.